Videography is starting to feel like a race to the bottom, and I'm going to explain why I think this is the case, that this is happening. So for starters, everything has become so much more accessible. I feel like you can shoot great video with your phone. You really can. This is iPhone 15. Now there's a new one past this, and it shoots great video. So I think what happens is a lot of times clients and things, like now that everybody has access to this equipment, it's devaluing a bit of the video process, because I feel like there's just so many people doing it, and a lot of people could go and get gear, and it does tend to feel like a race to the bottom sometimes. Obviously there's some professional skill to actually making good interviews or actually making a good production, but I mean, everybody can pick up a camera at this point and like make it look good. Like if I'm a business and I want to start creating my own content, I probably need about 20 hours of watching videos and maybe getting some gear like a phone and a ring light or something, and you're off to the races, just shooting very perfectly passable video. Just a lot more competition. Like a lot of people are getting into this stuff. It's obviously fun. It's like if you ask any little kid, hey, what do you want to do when you grow up, they're probably going to say YouTuber. And even if they don't directly start doing YouTube, though, they might get into photography or get into video or whatever. It's just like a very popular thing to do. It's a very fun thing to do, but then that means there's like a bunch of kids running around with DSLRs and stuff. And then the other thing that happens is I feel like there's those same people that kind of pick up a camera and start shooting, is that they don't treat freelancing, or they don't treat videography as a business. So they kind of burn out, and they'll accept really horrible rates, and that is just kind of devalues the industry. That devalues the industry, and it devalues the skills and the things, because people will do things for just like rates that you can't live off of. So eventually they're gonna burn out because they can't eat, because they're just really low rates. But I'll just see people taking jobs that I'm like, oh my God. Like, I've had some pretty awful jobs reach out to me recently, and I can't remember. I'll try to put it on screen somewhere, but it was like $200 or something. I'll actually find it. Hold on. This is a production company that's in my area that it actually gets a fair bit of work. And they hit me up and they said, we are looking for a videographer for a corporate video this Tuesday and Wednesday. Basically about like an hour away from where I live, and they know that I live about an hour from this. We only need you to shoot and upload the raw footage, and we'll take care of the rest. We can offer $200.
And by the way, side note, but at $600, I was already being kind of budget friendly. And I also know the second thing you guys are going to say, which is, well, if you don't like the rate, don't take it. Yes, that's true. I did not take it, but I'm only trying to raise awareness, especially for new freelancers, that this is the kind of like BS that's out there.
You might see that and think, well, maybe I'm just coming onto set and PAing or whatever. No, they asked for 2 4K cameras, and that they probably also mean lights and everything. But first of all, 2 4K cameras for $200 is like just absolutely ridiculous. But this production company they'll get freelancers to do things for that price somehow. But that is like really upsetting, and I'm not crazy. Like, I've been seeing a good bit of things like this, where what I would say is usually a good rate is, and like the union-ish kind of rates is, I would say probably somewhere in the ballpark of $600 to $800 without gear for a camera operator per day. That's usually what it is. So it's like $200. It'll be like $200 for a PA, $200 to $250, a little bit more for an AC, and then for a camera operator it'll be between $600 to $800 without gear. This is like no gear. And then with gear, I would say like you're probably looking at like $1,200 to $2,000 a day, depending what gear they have and what you're shooting. And so to think that they're offering a PA rate for 2 cameras is like, yikes. At least in my area, I'm in Texas right now, I have seen people take some pretty crazy rates. You guys are just devaluing the industry. First of all, like, you're not gonna be able to eat with that. You're a business and you have expenses and you have gear, and I think you literally make more money at Starbucks. Let's see. Starbucks pays you $15 an hour. So if you worked at Starbucks and you did an 8-hour shift at $15 an hour, it'll be $120. So you're basically making as much as like a barista, like for owning equipment and shooting and having technical knowledge. Just like, yes, there are a couple companies that will do those rates, and honestly, like, I know that it gets tough out there, but like, you guys should not be taking these rates. Like, you should not be doing this. It's just devaluing the industry. I think that things will get better. We're in some sort of recession right now, so I think that people are taking whatever they can get and just kind of hoping for the best and like not really complaining that much. But this is like just, in my opinion, not really sustainable. So you're probably going to have a lot of people burning out of the industry because of stuff like this. And yeah, you can go B2B and go and like haggle with people and you can do all that, but I am noticing a bit of a trend of like rates being cut and like companies, like production companies, trying to get away with less, and yeah, it's a race to the bottom. I mean, it's just, I think there's too many people doing it, too much access to equipment, and just a complete like devaluing of the industry, and also just paying the passion tax. And that's the main thing. You're just always paying the passion tax.